composites for biosensor applications. It is very recent trend. It is very useful to the students. Thank you. Welcome, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then I welcome our students. It is very useful for this webinar. I welcome to our students for attending this webinar. Once again, I welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I request our Vice Principal Balamurugan, sir, to deliver a felicitation address.
So, good afternoon, one and all. Respected Principal, respected Head of the Department of Chemistry, Mr. Kumar Rajan, and Dr. Kavita, Dr. Indra Mahalakshmi, and today the guest speaker, Dr. J. Wilson. So, on behalf of the CPA College, I am so congratulate to the chemistry department. I think it's an innovative idea, particularly the polymer. So I am the commerce faculty. I doesn't know about regarding to the chemistry. So anyway, hand off to the CPA College. I am appreciate to the chemistry department and congrats to all the members. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. G. Indra Mahalakshmi ma'am to introduce the chief guest.
இனிய வணக்கங்கள். நமது வேதியியல் துறையின் சார்பில் போடி ஏல விவசாயிகள் சங்க கல்லூரியில் நடைபெற உள்ள கருத்தரங்கத்தில் தனது ஆராய்ச்சி கட்டுரைகளையும் கருத்துக்களையும் சமர்ப்பிக்கிறதுக்காக அதன் மூலம் பெறப்படும் அறிவினை மாணவர்கள் அனைவரும் பயன்பெறுமாறு இங்கு வழங்க உள்ள துணை பேராசிரியர் டாக்டர் வில்சன், அழகப்பா யூனிவர்சிட்டி, காரைக்குடி அவர்களை வருகை என வரவேற்கிறேன். அவர்கள் இதுவரை 13 ஆண்டுகள் துணை பேராசிரியராக பணிபுரிந்துள்ளார் அழகப்பா யூனிவர்சிட்டியில். அவர் 45 ஆராய்ச்சி கட்டுரைகளை சமர்ப்பித்துள்ளார். 3 முனைவர்களை பட்டம் பெற செய்துள்ளார். மேலும் 5 மாணவர்களை ஆராய்ச்சியில் ஈடுபடுத்தியுள்ளார். அவர் சுமார் 80 லட்சம் அரசு நிதி பெற்று 5 ஆராய்ச்சிகளை நடத்தியுள்ளார். அவரது ஆராய்ச்சியின் புலம் கண்டக்டிங் பாலிமர்ஸ், irradiated polymers, natural polymers, metal oxides and carbon based materials. அவர் அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் எங்கெங்கு அதை பயன்படுத்தியுள்ளார் என்பது பயோசென்சார்ஸ், ஃபுட் இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸ் அண்ட் லித்தியம் பேட்டரிஸ். அவர் தனது ஆராய்ச்சியை மேம்படுத்துவதற்கு நாம் அனைவரும் வாழ்த்துவோம். அவருடைய அறிவினையும் நாம் அனைவரும் பெறுவோம். அமைதி காத்து அனைவரும் பயன்பெறுங்கள். நன்றி.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our chief guest, Dr. J. Wilson, to deliver a keynote address.
Thank you, ma'am. So at the outset, I would like to thank myself to the principal and the head department of chemistry and all the faculty members and student friends of CPA College Podi for having given me a wonderful opportunity to share some of my expertise from my research area with you. I hope this one will be definitely beneficial for your development and the activities if you go for in the research activities. So this is what my title, the conducting polymer based composites for the biosensor applications. So let me start some basic introductions about the sensors. So we all using the two-wheelers, car, and sometimes aeroplane. Plane also we use the flights for our transportation. In the two-wheeler, we know very well side stand is there. When we forget to unlock the side stand, then small indication of noise will be there, sound will be there, that informing that please unlock the side stand. In the same way, when the throttle is given a maximum one, some vehicles will give you the colors change. When you mode in the economy mode, green color will be there. When it is exceeding, orange color will be there. So in the same way, in the four-wheeler, if you go in the see the normal car, if the door is not properly closed, then in the dashboard of the car, you can see some noise is there. In the same way, dicky is opened, and when the inconveniences to have the safety travel, all these things are well informed to us. So the sensors simply can be defined as they are for our safety purposes. In the same way, if you see the flight, nearly 10,000 sensors are used. And now we can see so much of advancement developments in the car. So for example, in the industry of the BMW, Audi, Ford, Volvo, then Benz. So likewise, Volkswagen, in all the car in 2018 itself, that is a automated cars are there. So when the automated cars are coming means, then all the cars giving you a safety journey. The sensors are very much used in all the cars to have to, by mapping with the environment, the travel is made ultimately safety one. So you see in the roadside, I think in the evening time, you can see such incidents. The policeman, traffic police asking you to blow the air. What is the simple one? When you, suppose if you have consumed alcohol means, at that time the ethyl alcohol and gluconic acid will be there. Depending upon the consumption of the alcohol, that the ethanol will be oxidized, then that will be converted to acetic acid. As a result, then you get the electron and as well as the proton. Depending upon the number of electrons, the current will be more. So based on that, they are going to give you the penalty, fine. We know very well these two scientists, they do some discoveries. Beyond that one, the Ronson, the man that the Ronson, he discovered the X-ray. So here he was the cancer patient. So at the time of his discovery, he struggled a lot, but till his death, he was in the lab only. Then once he died, completely his lab was destroyed. In the same way, Stephen Hawking, the right-hand side, the man scientist who discovered the Big Bang theory in the physics, as well as the time evolution, and he made enormous work in the field of the research one. Because at the age of 20s, he was not able to do his work. He was simply sitting in his chair and also not communicable to others. By moving his eyebrow only, he contacted to others. And also he put some device in near the cheek to communicate, and nearly 15 words per minute he was to communicate. And he did a marvelous job, and also he made the time theory around 26 hours. But ultimately he had a idea to move to space, but before that he passed away. So these are all the things why I'm telling you is, so the scientists are not found or discovered, invented any new things not overnight. They also have a severe and also miserable inconveniences they faced in their life. So we also should have good inspiration in ourselves to work hard and also towards the goal to achieve by ourselves. Now he, the man, the Clark. The Clark man is an American, so belong to New York. He, the man of called as a father of biosensor. He passed away in the 2005. What was his first discovery is the heart lung machine was he discovered. So because when the heart the operation was performed, at that time it has to be isolated. So the machine was put inside to function in the heart work, and also in that the lung repair and also lung transplantation or other blood vessel repair. All these cases they used this machine. More than 50 years in the biomedical industry, this machine was very much useful here. Now we come to see the case of the miners. So the miner means for the coal mining purposes. In the olden days, people use this yellow bird, the canary birds, for mining the purpose, because this bird will go and alive. They are living means they are in the oxygen supported area. Suppose if there is no lack of that is a oxygen, then it means it is that the survival is very difficult. So if the bird is not coming back to them, means it is not advisable for the mining purposes. So that it gives alarming information. Such birds were used as a sensor one in those days. Now we see wearable sensors. So what is wearable sensor? Wearable sensors means very simple. Wearable means we know we are having this one, like a watch you can wear, chain or the earrings or the wristband or any other things or ring, anything what we are putting for our lifestyle, they are all called as wearables. The wearable sensor is specifically, we can say, in 4 areas it is very much used here: healthcare, sports, defense, and travel. In the healthcare means it is used here. You can, I think we are all using the smart watches. The smart watches in the Apple, Samsung, and also the so many companies are on Vivo and also Oppo. Every companies are producing their wearable that watches will give you the healthcare one. So healthcare means what they give, they will give you the pulse rate of your heart and how many steps you walked and what is the heart rate, and they are also used, it's a little bit costly, means ECG, also electrocardiograph, the graph with respect to the time, what is the pulse generated by heart is also recorded. So all these things informations are collected from the simple the wearable watches. Sports means, in the next slide I can tell you, in defense also this is very much used, wearable sensors. And travel, sometimes we are going for to travel in the flight, means at that time we forgot to take the boarding pass. So if the boarding pass is missed means, then simply by clicking your that wearable watch, then they can allow you to go into your flight, to catch the flight. In the same way, if you are traveling in the car, then if you forgot your the travel where to go, then the watch will say you the direction how to travel, left, right, or right, or go straight. Likewise, we can realize like in the case of the Google Map, this is very much giving you more accurate, more friendly information can be get these things. So all these things are giving into artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence means there is no any human, but they will be giving you the solutions using the biofluid. What are the biofluids called? They are simply sweat, tear, and also saliva. So these are all the biofluid using the telemedicine technique. Telemedicine means there is no doctor. So here this wearable technology, simply no patient, no doctor, but only treatment. That is what we need. So this fantastic work is performed by the one wearable sensors here. Now, if we see here the wearable sensors, there are 4 watches are there. So in the first one, as I told you, this is giving you the work, the about the health track. Second one is the self track. What is the meaning of self track? Self track means it is giving you what is your diet, what you consumed in the morning, what the alternative, what should you do, you have to take the food in the afternoon, then what should be your exercises, then how much workout you have done yesterday, comparatively how the health is improved. And also friendly it is also giving you a huge amount of support how to plan the day, then what are the achievements today you have to do, what the set your goals, and also it is giving you a lot of motivation in our life. So like friendly, this self tracking watches is very much useful. What is the ring sensor? Ring sensor is nothing but you have to put in the ring. It will be giving you what is the oxygen level in our body. So normally in the corona period, we know very well that the oximeter, pulse oximeter was used by the most of the people. Whenever we go for checking that one, this is one of the treatment we have to diagnose ourselves whether we have the oxygen level is correct or not. So this is a simple one you can wear in your fingers, and that will be giving you by the photoelectric method that gives the oxygen level of our body. The smart shirt, the shirt is giving you when suppose for example if the soldiers at the border are here there, then if they are injured means they can easily connected to their military people, that military that is a medical personals, and they can be informed to the concerned people, then easily identified, they can be taken to the hospital. So now, as I told you earlier, when we start about the wearable sensor, here you can see the 2 people, the Merlin, so she from Jamaica. So at the time 2012 itself, she used the biosensors to release the muscle fatigue. So how muscles is tight and how can I release, how can I still increase my speed of running. So everything, and also she used fantastically so to achieve the 9 gold medals in the gold medal raise. And all second one is the allude that he the man belonging to the Netherlands. In Netherlands, what he did was he was the quickest marathoner. So in the marathoner for the 2021 the Olympic that placed in the Japan, he also participated. So he used the continuous glucose monitoring system. That system continuously giving you what is the energy lost and how much energy needed to take the position and retain it. These are all the informations collected from the glucose system here. Thermal sensor, this can be just attached to our skin. So by attaching the skin, the biomarker will be there. The biomarker will react with the what is the biofluid of our body, sweat, as I told you, tear or the saliva. By reacting with the biomarker is nothing but a measure of the disease indication, disease level, how much the disease is. Suppose, for example, it will be giving you the pH level of the body, glucose level, albumin. Albumin is nothing but a protein level of the body here. Now, similarly, stress sensor. So, the stress means when we are also having the stress. When the stress is more, it becomes the hypertension. When the hypertension more means it is very difficult to drive the car. So at that time, if anybody body sweats means then the car will record from the skin sweat. Then that will be connected to the electrical signal. That electrical signal will give you the information that is you are in the stressed mode, so stop driving. So likewise they inform you. Otherwise still if you continue driving, again they will be giving you by pulling the seat belt, that giving some sort of information to stop your driving. Same way in the right hand side, the second image, that alcohol sensor. Suppose if you have consumed alcohol and also level, so from the glucose level, the man, the value of this consumption of alcohol can be easily recorded. And also in the sometime when we are sleepy, drowsy, when we are, I know, is it audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When the time, for example, if he is driving the car, at the time, if you feel drowsiness, so when you feel drowsiness, then there will be one camera watching you. That camera will be informing you that is your, and also that will record. That is a normal eyes will blink every 5 seconds once. If you lose this thing, then simply, then is very simply it will inform you that you are in the sleepy mode. Then voice message will be there. Otherwise, seatbelt will be tightened. Otherwise, the vehicle will automatically slow down its speed. So these are all the 2000 Nissan itself, 2017, 16 itself, all the higher end models, all these things are available in the gear and also, in the steering and also on the center strip also. When you hold the steering rod, everything will record the glucose level, alcohol level, what is consumed here. Now this is called the dog alarm sensor. Here, so we know very well simple sensors are there. This sensor something is special. So the radio electric waves are generated inside the house. We can keep the sensor inside the house. So through the sensor, that is then the radio waves can be generated through the walls, door, glass outside the house. So automatically it will notice the stranger and also it will record the people already who are existing in the house, and also it can record the time of his watching. At the time, if anybody new man coming inside the house, it very vigorously, angrily shouting, and also it sounds will be varied. So when the sound variation means, then people will not clearly notice it is a noise from some speaker or some the fake one. So this will be like a original one. So likewise, this will be giving you a lot of information to save the people and the house what we are living, where we are living here. Now this is the blood pressure monitor. So this is a simple magnet we can wear in our wrist here. So by using this one, this will reduce the viscosity of the blood. So it will reduce the viscosity. Then by reducing this one, the flow of the blood can be controlled so that it can save the lives of the people from the heart attack. ECG already told you, this is used to monitor the heart pumping rate with respect to time. So this will be giving you all the information. So normally we will be going for the hospital to check up the body health checkup. But if you wear the watch, it will give you all the suggestions, what are the exercise, what are the foods, like like a friendly doctor. So it will be giving you all the information needed to keep the help you, that is your body as a healthy in a consistent way to live. Pregnancy aid. So this is a normally, which is a we most of the people in our country is very much used here. This is a pregnancy hormone is very much checked here. That human chronic chronotropin, the HCG, is very much monitored using this kit here. And glucose, as I told you, in the normal level of the human being glucose level, this is a 80 milligram per deciliter, 80 to 120. So when it is exceeding means, then that is a severe case is there, then a lot of inconvenience will be there. So we have to keep maintained the normal level of the glucose. Then continuous glucose monitoring system. So this cost of the glucometer is around, as I told you, 2 to 3,000 will be coming there. But the continuous glucose monitoring system will be 3,000 to 3,500. If you fix, just you attach on the arm of your hand, then that will be recording your glucose level by graphically by for 1 week. So this will be giving you, and also we performed the same experiment in our lab also. So very useful one to the sugar patient to have some more historical, and also for any study what are the foods you are consuming based on giving you some new diet. So these things will be giving you much valuable informations. So this tooth sensor, this teeth is used here. Teeth sensor is very much used to calculate, to measure the calcium, mineral and glucose level of our tooth. And here the freshness, so the freshness of the fruits can be easily monitored by measuring by the quality of them, and also what are the microbial pathogens, and also what are the leakage from the surface, and also texture, aroma, smell. All these things are very much verified by the freshness of the fruits by using these sensors. And also in the food sector, the what are the allergy, chemical material, ingredients, then when the date of packing all these food, how long it will be there, how when it is disintegrated, all the informations are very much you calculated by using the biosensor here. In the astronauts, people traveling to the space, then there will be a microgravity. So what is the meaning of microgravity? Microgravity means the gravity value is not be a maximum one, it is a very low value, and also the cosmic ray intensity is very heavy, so that their survival and also everything is very much carefully monitored by the biosensors. Similarly, the biosensors are used to detect the biological warfare agents to protect the countries. The dairy technology also here to check the test the milk quality as well as the bacteria and also the other microorganism present in it. Everything is recorded using the biosensors. Finally, the tattoos need all the people. So nowadays it is a fashion of using the tattoos. So simply we draw the tattoos, but in the biosensor technology also it is very much used here by drawing by putting the tattoos and in the arms and also shoulder, like this shown area in the slide. They can be used from the biological fluid, saliva, tear and sweat. Sweat plays a very important role to collect so much of information, and all these things are giving you valuable information about our health. So now I have given you some of the examples to understand about the biosensor. So biosensor is one, no doctor, as I told you, no patient, but only the treatment, successful treatment. That's what very important one here. So anytime, anywhere, health monitoring system, that is called the biosensor. So now biosensor is now coming to giving you now the definition. So it is nothing but a biochemical reaction which is taking place in our body, then that will be converted into a transducer, then it will be amplified. So this is the simple biosensor. So these are all the traditional methods of the biosensor: spectrophotometry, chemoluminescence, chromatography, electrochemical. So in the electrochemical technique is very much used here. So because of it's so simple and also low cost, and it is very advantageous is in the electrochemical technique. So that is why we are using the electrochemical one. In the electrochemical, we are having the 5 types: calorimetric, potentiometric, amperometric, optical and piezoelectric. In the calorimetric, we know calorie means with respect to the temperature, we know very well. So that is taking place in presence of the resistance. The second one is amperometry. Ampere means it is nothing but a current. So with respect to current, the value of the current is recorded in the electrodes. Now piezoelectric means, so here the material to be analyzed is placed in the quartz crystal. So when the material is, and also when you apply the electric field, depending upon the mass of the material attached, the vibration, the electric frequency, what is change in frequency generated is also based on the sensing ability is given out. Now potentiometry is nothing but the with respect to the potential. So the potential, how the sensor is working here. Now optical means that is a light absorption. Based on the light absorption technique, the biosensor following is nothing but the optical biosensors. So now, as I told you, small electrode will be there. In the electrode, we are going to attach the enzyme. We are going to apply some voltage. Based on the application of the voltage, the biomolecule, what is attached on the enzyme, will be oxidized. That is the simple principle of the biosensor. The diabetes, coming to the diabetes in India, next to China, the rate of people affected by the diabetes is very, very huge. So it is a great concern needed by our country to control the diabetes. Now I should say something, what are the types of the generation of these glucose sensors. The first type, second type, third type. The first type is very simple, is the oxygen was used here. So the oxygen is allowed to react with the glucose oxidase. So when the glucose oxidase on reaction, what happens is the H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, is generated. Depending upon the hydrogen peroxide value evaluation, the value of glucose was estimated. So this was the first one in 1975. This was practiced here. This was the first biosensor, but this requires a very high working voltage, and also this oxygen is reacting with our that material, and also it is also giving you the protection. Unwanted byproduct is also formed here. In the second stage, we are replacing the oxygen. Instead of that, what is that one? Redox mediators are used here. The redox mediators, and also the working potential in the previous first one, 0.6, it is here reduced by 0.2. So it is very fine one. But anyhow, some false inaccurate measurement is coming here, and also leakage of the material, leaching of the mediator is also taking place. And third one is simply the material is coated. That's what now we are using here, that we are using the enzyme, and below that one we are using the material. So based on this, the third generation of the biosensor is coming out here. So now here we are going to use the three types of electrodes here. So these three types of electrodes are nothing but, one is the working electrode, counter electrode, and one is the reference electrode. So in the count, why not we use the 2-1, why 3? Because suppose if you want to keep the potential as a constant one, we need the third one. So that one will give you a constant potential. And what are the working electrodes? So there are different types of working electrodes are used here. Gold electrode is used, carbon electrodes, classic carbon electrode, carbon paste electrode, and also graphene electrode. So finally, the screen printed electrodes are very much used here. Now for fabrication of the biosensor, what are the materials used here? So in my title, I told you conducting polymers, then irradiated polymers, metal oxides, metals, carbon, biomolecules, quantum dots, and natural polymers. So here we know very well, we are using the simple for the vaccination of the corona, we go for using the vaccine, that is namely COVID or Covaxin, Covishield or the Covaxin. But in US, what they are using is Moderna and also Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson. They have attempted, they are mixing the two vaccines and they put to the person, and that vaccine was efficiently more than individually vaccinated people. So this simply conveys this one, the composite. We know very well, composite means combination of two materials will give more effect. In the same way, the polymer, conducting polymer is also composite is prepared. When the, suppose for example, if iodine is prepared composite with the polyacetylene means this polyacetylene will give one electron to the iodine. So when one electron is given by the polyacetylene, then there will be only one electron, that is called a free electron. That free electron is nothing but the polaron. That polaron is highly responsible for the conduction. So this is what the simple technique behind the composite formation of the polymers, conducting polymers. Now coming to tell you the happy hormones in our body. So what are the happy hormones? Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and also endorphin. So what is a dopamine? Dopamine is the, suppose if anybody is very laughing and also always smiley face means, then we can simply identify that the dopamine level of that particular boy or girl is correctly, moderately within the limit she is having. If it is less means, then it indicates this one, their level is has to be improved. Then serotonin means then it is the hormone which is giving you the sleeping and mood, and also here work or to read or memory, everything is controlled by the serotonin, this hormone. Oxytocin, this hormone is so called as a love hormone. So this love hormone is used to give a friendliness and also parent children, and also their these are all, and also the affection, care, all these things are because of this oxytocin. And finally endorphin, this is because this is a pain reliever, this is a stress reliever. When the stress is more means, then the people are suffering from the endorphin hormone. So these hormones, all these things are should be maintained. How to maintain the happy hormones? By having a pet walking, or by doing that yoga, or you having love with your family. And when you hear music, when you do exercise, when you spend time with your friends, when we are doing the public and also social activities, definitely it will be giving you a healthy hormones in our body, so we can live a happy life. Now, what are the different biomolecules? First of all, what is biomolecule? Biomolecule is nothing but a biological molecule secreted by the produced by the living organism in our body. So here the different type of biomolecules is called the dopamine. That's what just now I told you. So when the level is very, if you want to be happy, the level should be that the moderate level. It should be not low, and also it should not be very high also. It should be the limit where it is required. So if you has decreased, or if you it is more, then that will excuse me, that will call you to the Parkinson's disease. So these are all some neurological disorders are there here. And here epinephrine, this is also another the neurotransmitter. This will also cause the Parkinson's disease. So this is very important. So every value has to be in the range of 54 to 545 nanometer. This is what the epinephrine range we should have. Uric acid, this is uric acid is found in our urines, and also this level is the pure metabolism. This is resulted by the metabolism, and when it is giving you a knee pain and also swelling of your hand, and sometimes it will be affecting the kidney also when it is exceeding the more in our body here. Ascorbic acid, this is nothing but the vitamin C here. When it is very minimum, that it will be looking like that one here. So our tooth, the tooth system will be completely collapsed. It is very important to maintain. Then another one is a B12, that is a vitamin. It is nothing but a riboflavin, that is a night blindness, and also it will affect the skin and also sore tongue. So the eyes also will be losing its power, itching. So these are all the effect of the riboflavin value when it is minimum on cure. So it should be everything. These are all the greeny vegetables, and also the badam will be giving you the supplement to maintain the riboflavin level. It's on moderate one cure. The L-tyrosine. So here is a amino acid. Amino acid is nothing but an organic compound. So which is having the carboxyl and also a amine group. So they are called the amino acid. And here next one is the glucose. As I told you, the glucose is very important one. So in the world, more than 20% of the people dying. So every year, so in China, this is a record, 28% is dying here. So WHO is also giving 3 million people also dying here. So the value should be maintained. So it is very important for having a healthy life. And also it is early detection is very, very important one. Otherwise, it will be leaving you a very severe condition to our health. And environmental pollutants. So the environmental pollutants are hydrochlorine, catechol, resorcinol, and nitrite. If you maintain the value as a constant and also the limit, otherwise it will lead to a risk of cancer, liver, kidney problems, and also the breath and blue baby syndrome will be there. So that will affect the children also. So it's important to maintain the water quality of the level. So it is very important to save the people community. So now these are all the some of the information so far I have discussed to you. Now slightly I want to move to the research part of myself, what is going on. Then and there I use one or two, some few that another few slides to discuss about my research works. So now we know very well the CNT, carbon nanotubes, we know very well, single valve and also multi-valve carbon nanotube. Single valve is a little bit costlier compared to the multi-valve one here. But here and also after that it has to be functionalized. When it is functionalized means when it can be easily attached with the Fe2O3. Then for the selective determination of L-DOPA. What is the L-DOPA? L-DOPA is nothing but a levodopa. So in the 1960, L-DOPA was used to as a, it was called as a clinical miracle medicine. Clinically miracle medicine it was, because in 1960, so suppose more than few decades people were sleeping, 10 years, 20 years they were sleeping. So sometimes they were not waking up, but they are still alive. So at that time, this L-DOPA was useful, and that started, and also it recovered some of the people. And also the adverse effect of using at 1960 was sometimes after the people consumption of this L-DOPA, the body was frozen, freeze-dried, then it got frozen. So that also another side effect it faced. Then later it was everything rectified. Now we are going to use this one for the sensing of L-DOPA 1 here. So this is the simple scheme. The green one is called the Fe2O3. So that is called the structure of this the Fe2O3. So here this structure will give you dendritical structure. So the dendrite structure, unlike the coconut tree leaves, so it will be giving you so at the sharp edge for the attachment with the CNT, multi-valve carbon nanotubes. So here you can see the SEM images, scanning electron microscope images. And the first one is the Fe2O3, second one is the multi-valve CNT, third one is the composite CNT as well as the Fe2O3, and the lower one is the TEM images of the same one here. And as I told you, the 3 electrode system, this is the simple that workstation what we are having. See the first graph A, you can see the 4 graphs are there. In the A, you can see green one, black, red, and the light blue is there here. Okay. So in the first one, black is the bare electrode. Then B is a Fe2O3 coated. In the C1, when the electrode is coated with the CNT, the current is a little bit greater. But when the composite is formed, still the D value giving you the more current. So this simply saying you, when composite is prepared, the current is giving you more. So that is the simple idea. And also for different scan rate studies also performed to study, analyze the quality of the material. So this is what another study. So next one is the how much. I told you the level should be, suppose for example, the glucose level should be 80 to 120. So 80 to 120. So in this level, if it is exceeding means then some problem will be there. In the same way, my sensor, what range it is detecting the L-DOPA. The L-DOPA is commercially we purchased. So on the L-DOPA, so this is what the lower level and this is what the higher level. So this level is only detecting my material. So next one is called the that is amperometry study. This is used to understand the that is the selectivity study. What is meant by selectivity study means, so for example, I am using this that is this sensor for detecting the L-DOPA. So when I am using L-DOPA means, and suppose for example this is working at the 0.3 voltage. So when it is working at the 0.3 voltage, if I add any other biomolecule, so here I have added here urea, glucose, ascorbic acid. So here by the addition of these 3, the current value is not much increased. So only on introduction of the L-DOPA only this particular potential, my material is detecting the L-DOPA. So it says my material is highly selective the sensing of L-DOPA. So it's a simple message we get from this study. And next I want to move to guargum. So natural polymer. So in the first slide also different type of biomass that materials I am using for my research is guargum. Guargum is called the natural polymer. What is a natural polymer? From the name itself, it is a like a polysaccharide. So polysaccharide means it is made of that is a glycosidic linkages there. The glycosidic means that is a carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen will be there. So their linkages are connected together, and also this is environmental friendly, and moreover it is very much used in the biomedical and the cosmetic industry, and also recently in biosimilars are also very much used here. And here I am using it for the environmental pollutant reduction here. So this is what the simple scheme of the work. Here in the green one, the bed like that one, that is called the natural polymer. So natural polymer is there, and also here the cerium nickel bimetal is taken here. And also here I am using the EB irradiation. What is the meaning of EB irradiation? Means electron beam irradiation. So I have taken my material, that the conducting polymer, and it was irradiated in the Mangalore University. So at three different values it was irradiated, 10 kilo gray and also 20, 30. So out of these three, the 20 exhibited a maximum conductivity. So I use the 20 kilo gray irradiated sample for my sensing application. So then after attaching this one, the electrode it is coated. Then simultaneously, you can see here, 4 sensing are very much seen here. Here there is some images is giving you here. Here, one more important point I would like to share with you here is called the dispersibility. In the first one image, you can see here, all the one you see here, one in the second one, all the one you see, it is a transparenting. It is not giving you a monocolor. But in all the twos it is giving you the single color. It means this one, in the twos, the natural polymer is added. Whereas in the one, there is no natural polymer is added. So when you add the natural polymer, then that is highly dispersing the medium 1 month or 2 months. What are the time period? When the dispersibility is, especially in the field of the conducting polymers, dispersibility is also a big concern what they are having. So this natural polymer is giving you a fantastic dispersive behavior to enhance the activities. Okay, this is one important parameter we come to understand. And also the pH value is studied here. Why the pH value is studied? All the biosensor all we are using here. So when we are using the biosensor, the pH level of our body is 7.4. So the sensor what we are developing also should be only working around only 7. So it is also finally working in the pH 7 here. And their linear graph is also on the right side B given here. And here this is the electrocatalytic activities of the what I told you, the environmental pollutant, hydroquinone, catechol, resorcinol, and nitrite. So now here you can see simultaneously, very interestingly, you can see here, if you put all the 4 analytes in that cell, then automatically at 4 different potential, the material hydroquinone, catechol, resorcinol, nitrate are oxidized. For every increasement of this concentration of the material, the current value is going on increasing and reaching a maximum value. Beyond that, it gets saturated. It cannot be further extended. Then all the 4 separately are performed here. In the right side, they all performed keeping one constant at 3 constant, 1 alone variable. So this is what performing here. So the selectivity studies, what I told you already, by suppose for example hydroquinone means particular voltage, hydroquinone you all the urea, epinephrine, dopamine, everything if you add this one at this particular voltage, for the hydroquinone only it will be giving the value of the increased current value. In the same way, everything is checked here. In all these things, all the sensors at the particular voltage, they are highly selective. The same way, the reproducibility studies for different cycles is performed here for 50 cycles. Here it is shown in the green colored this CV diagram here. And I compare with the modification of the electron beam, cerium nickel, and the natural polymer coated, guargum coated, the modified electrode, which is the graphene one. So it is very much easily comparable with me one. So my modified electrode, I can say this one, it is highly the mimicking means copying the activity of graphene one here. So in the same way, the electron beam was radiated the polyprol and also bovine serum albumin. Bovine serum albumin is nothing but the protein. So the simultaneous detection of the epinephrine and also L-tyrosine. So here these are some images of the material. So separately that L-tyrosine and also epinephrine is performed, and here simultaneously it is also performed here. So here this is called the linear fit. In the right hand side, all the three images are called as a linear fit. This linear fit is means with respect to the concentration, the current value is increasing. This is what represented here. The same way polyaniline, next one is called the polyaniline is taken here. So here is also very much seen here. The same way, now they are having very closed oxidation potential. Here it is a 3 means it is also having the 0.35. So it is 0.2, another one is a 0.3 is the oxidation potential. So here this is a very simple one here. So likewise we can have huge amount of that sensing behavior we can have here. So next one here, interestingly, you see here in the lower one, so yeah, pore is there. So the natural polymer is giving you high the pore size. So when the pore size is more, so it gives more the diffusion property, so that the electron diffusion can be easily passed here, so that it will be giving you good conduction for sensing purposes. So this is what here recorded here from the 400 nanometer, 600 micrometer, it is sensing here. This is what the detection range. They used to call that as a detection range, low to high. This is called. And next one is called that is a theophylline. So theophylline is also another one. This is called a drug. So theophylline and also uric acid. Theophylline is also called the drug. This drug is very much used to treat the lung diseases, asthma, or the wheezing problems. All these problems can be detected by using the theophylline drug. So here the nickel sulfide is taken here. The calcination, nickel sulfide is calcinated 900 degree. It was raised, that one. The structural change was there. That change was very much useful for attaching with my polymer material, polypyrrole. So based on this, they have successfully detected this one. You can see here, and very fantastic thing that very much verified the uric acid and the thiopylline level. So it is also successfully applicable for the real-time application. And I am going to use the nickel oxide material for glucose sensors. So here the protonation, deprotonation. When the electron transfer is more, it is also giving you the current value, giving you more. So that more will be giving you the value of the protonation is successfully processed in that one. So in lower level, so here at the basic level, it is very poor. But when you in the lower, that is the acidic level, the protonation is very high here. So these are all the different modified the nickel oxide form here. Different their colors are there representing you at pH variation. They have representing you here. Now for the first one, you can see for every addition of this glucose, the increment of the current is very well noticed here. So up to this, it is going to reach the maximum one. So beyond that, it will not increase. It will be only decreasing. So that maximum point is called as a saturation point here. So next one is called the tin sulfide, tin oxide is used here. So this using this one, that bovine serum albumin is also taken here. So based on this one here for different pH level, that this is called the skin printing electrode. The skin printing electrode is very much used for the detection of the melatonin. Melatonin is also a hormone which is used for which is having the antioxidant property. This is very much useful to control the neurological disorders. Otherwise, it will affect the body, and the Alzheimer's diseases, Parkinson's diseases will coming to affect ourselves. So these are all the TEM images, and here this is the then 1 millimole to 200 nanomole. This is what a wide detection range of my sample here. And the last part of this my presentation is the voltammetric with a sensor based on the silver dendrites here. L-tryptophan. This L-tryptophan is nothing but a amino acid. As I told you already, amino acid you know very well here. So this is a diamond structure and dendrite structure. This is a composite one. This is very finely detecting me from the 200 nanometer to 400 micrometer size to one here. And also we have performed the FET sensors. So here the FET means it will be integrated with the source drain gate is there. In the IIT Mumbai we performed these things. So with respect to this one here, the current change and also the gate voltage and also drain current was recorded. With respect to the molecule, what we are taking the biological molecule here. So everything is recorded here. So I think this is what this is the transistor process flow. So these are all the funding agencies, that is called the Alagappa University, RUSA, BRNS, UGC, CERB. So from this area, I got their help. So, and also I should thank, this is my research team in my lab, Department of Bioelectronics Biosensor, Alagappa University. So before my conclude this one here, I am calling you for 1 minute. I am going to consolidate this one here. So simply now I am come to say is, so I have talked some of the basic information about the sensors. So is the sensor field is saturated or anything is needed? No, it is not at all saturated. So recently we faced a very pathetic, very sorrowful incident in Kunnur. That is the chopper crash. That is a helicopter accident was there. So from the, what we want to learn is, that is still when the mist is there, the helicopter was not able to detect the obstacles what is there. So that sensing is very failed this one. Even though from the beginning I told you 10,000 sensors are there, it is not able to. Even in the aeroplane also you can see here, if there is any mist is there, the aeroplane is not landing. So immediately it will be sending to the nearby airport for landing purposes. So this is a big challenge to the people. So in the same way, this is not the only challenge here. This is the in the field of biosensor. Similarly, all the young minds find a lot of challenges are highly required. So I invite you to come and also go into and put your expertise, put your, first of all, you involve yourself and try to find some new thing to the community, country, and save the whole community. So by saying this, so I thank you for giving me the wonderful opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Honorable Chief Guest, most respected Principal, distinguished Vice Principal, esteemed Senior Professors, respected Head of the Departments of various disciplines, beloved colleagues, and my dear students. A warm good evening to one and all. It's my great privilege to propose vote of thanks in this webinar on conducting polymer-based composites for biosensor applications. I, on behalf of myself and on behalf of the Department of Chemistry, I would like to express my gratitude to the President, Vice President, Secretary, and Management Committee members for their contribution to make this webinar a great success. We are really honored by the presence of Dr. J. Wilson, Assistant Professor, Department of Bioelectronics and Biosensor, Alagappa University, Karaikudi. Sir, we are very fortunate to have you with us on this wonderful occasion as a chief guest. I wholeheartedly thank you for your wonderful speech, sir. I would like to express my gratitude to our principal, Dr. S. Sivakumar, sir, for providing immense support to make the webinar successful. I would like to thank our Vice Principal, Dr. S. Balamurugan, for his support and guidance. Department of Chemistry for his support, and Dr. G. Indra Mahalakshmi, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, for her introduction. I would like to thank Mr. G. Rajmohan, Head of the Department of Physics, and Mrs. C. Subbalakshmi, Assistant Professor of Physics, for their presence in this webinar. I would like to wholeheartedly thank heads of various departments and professors who are the integral part of this webinar. Also, I would like to thank all the students present here for paying your attention and learning. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you.